Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kat and this is Flaming Llama Crafts. This is the second podcast episode that I've ever done on YouTube, and today is basically just going to be a quick update. There are a couple of new cast-ons. There is one solitary finished object. And we have more like a few new acquisitions that I really want to share with y'all. And let's get into it. Okay, so finished objects. I only have one, and you guys will notice that I am not wearing my finished object. So here's the thing. I almost feel kind of dumb, and I feel like at every point, like a beginner knitter has this happen to them, right? So here's the thing, guys. I gauge swatched. I was a little too tight. I went up a needle size. Apparently, I was supposed to go down a needle size. I was not able to square that in my brain. I did not understand that. So I went up a needle size thinking, well, that's going to make it bigger. I'm too tight. I need it to be bigger. I knitted the largest size because that is what the pattern said would fit me. Since it's from bottom up, I wasn't able to try it on as we went. So I didn't try it on until the very, very end, until after I'd bound off. And we have this lovely, super oversized June top. I cannot wear it on camera. I'm pretty sure that I will get flagged. Like, it's really oversized. Oh, and it's also inside out. Whoops. It is really oversized. So first of all, I actually really enjoyed knitting this pattern. I actually had a lot of fun. I was stuck on Stockinette Island forever in the round, but that was actually part of the fun part. Let me put this down so I can show y'all. So I did make one big modification. When I noticed that this top was not going to fit, I did not do the I-cord edging on the top part of it, although I did do it on the bottom. I literally hyped this up so much, and it was like not that hard. I don't know why I did that to myself, but I cannot wear this. I wore it to work one day, and the whole day I was super self-conscious because I was convinced that I was going to accidentally flash somebody. And I don't know how I didn't notice before I left for work that it was just not going to be like the vibe. But I did. I think I'm going to end up either unraveling this and reknitting it in like 2 sizes smaller because it is literally that big. And I may just give this away to one of my friends who it will fit and just knit it again in the Knitting for Olive pure silk that I got for my sub-eye top, because I really do love the pattern and I love the construction. I love the way it looks, and I am so sad because this was also my Knit ATX make-along make, and I cannot wear it, guys. I can't. Like, I was nervous the whole day. I'm not doing that to myself again. But it's not the vibe. So I am not sure what I'm going to do. So if you guys have any ideas, drop them down below. I will take any ideas that you guys have at the moment. Because I am so sad that this isn't going to work out. So please drop them down below. And also, give me your opinion. Should I just unravel it and start over, or should I just give it away and knit it with the pure silk? I mean, the pure silk is what the pattern recommends. So maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. So please let me know. A couple of new cast-ons. I say that because apparently I am now going to be drowning in whips, but there is one that I'm going to unravel that I'll show you guys here in a little bit. It's just not sparking joy anymore. But we're going to start off with the cool positive ones, and it's in this little bag, so let's open it up and see what's up. This has probably been on my needles for about maybe a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks at most. No, it's probably like a couple of weeks. This is my step-by-step sweater by Florence Miller, also known as Handmade by Florence, and I am in love with it. So I'm not holding it right, but we've got, this is why they make needle stoppers, right? So this is in a gorgeous Malabrigo Rios. The color is Fresco y Seco, and it is so soft. This is my first time actually ever working with Malabrigo, and I love it. We're probably about 6, 7 rows from splitting for sleeves. Oh, and I have had a super fun time knitting this. And some of y'all are probably asking, why in the world are you working with wool when it's literally 100 degrees outside? Because it literally is, well, actually, I don't know. It is probably about 100 degrees out here in San Antonio, Texas. But it's because I was really excited for this project and I really wanted to work with it and I really wanted to get it done. And so we casted it on and we're almost about to split for sleeves, which is really awesome. I'm really, really excited about this, you guys, and it is looking so pretty. This would be the first ever sweater that I ever make, and I'm really excited about it. It is a raglan construction, and I will tell y'all, I actually had to frog this completely because I somehow messed up the raglan increases. I completely misread the pattern. The pattern is super clear, by the way. This is not about the pattern itself. This is about me and not reading things correctly and skimming them. Um, Not going to do that again, but I did have to completely unravel it because I was somehow increasing in here when you're only supposed to increase before and after the stitch marker every other row. And I got to the point where it was looking really funky and I couldn't understand why. So I went back through the pattern and I looked at my stitches and I counted my stitches and I went, I know where I messed up. So we completely unraveled it. Originally, it was only going to be to about the collar. And then when I got to the collar, I realized I had no idea what I was doing when I was trying to pick up all the stitches. And I said, you know what, screw it. We're just going to start from the very beginning. So I literally did this in the car while I was on my way to Austin with my husband. And yeah, it was not a fun thing to do in the car, but you know what? It was worth it because it is looking so much better now. It literally was looking real funky, y'all, but it is looking so much better now. So I don't know how long it'll take me to finish this because I have never knit a sweater before, but I'm hoping that it'll be done by the fall. So for us, that's really like November. I'm thinking that's probably setting the bar a little bit too low, but who knows? Maybe it might take me a little bit longer than that. I really am not sure. Um, so yeah. So the next work in progress that we have, let me reach over here, is a project that I was really looking forward to. And it is so much suspense for like what? For like 2 rows. It is a ranunculus. So I have been in love with this pattern, just like I was in love with the Sophie scarf when I first saw it. And a good chunk of the reason why I was so in love with it was because I had seen a couple of other people here on YouTube that had knitted their first ranunculus, and I watched a few of those videos, and I really, really loved that you can use any weight and you don't have to use that much yarn either. So I got this Madeline Tosh. I believe this is a super sock. I'll put it up here somewhere once I figure out what it is after I'm done shooting this video. But it is super soft and it was on clearance, so it's on sale. We love a good sale. And this is the measly amount that I have so far. So y'all know how I literally just said that I was super excited to work on the step-by-step sweater. So I casted this on before I started working on the step-by-step sweater because I was like, no, I'll do the ranunculus next. And then I cast on the step-by-step sweater and I basically said, I'm gonna actually, like, I'm having a really good time with this. So I'm going to put this away for now. So yeah, it's basically been hibernating in this lovely little Yarnivore bag, and I probably will end up having to completely unravel it and start over again, but that's not saying much because there's maybe like 3 or 4 rows that have been done on that one. So there's really not much there to say, oh, okay, it's going to be really just probably a lot easier for me to completely unravel it. But it'll be fun. So, yeah, that is it for new cast ons. So, let's move on to acquisitions. So there's actually not that many new acquisitions that I have to share today. There are a few big ones though. So the first one is this amazing Papasan sofa. It is the most comfortable thing. I actually got it at World Market on sale, and I've been wanting one for a while, but it was taking me a while to actually like pull the trigger. And I am in love with it. And it's also a really good place to display my granny square blanket, and I love it. The other thing is my hair. Not really an acquisition, but I did dye my hair. So if some of y'all didn't recognize me, that's probably why. The last time y'all saw me, I was completely brunette, and now this is like a dirty blonde-ish kind of. But I love it. It is honestly like I really like it. I think it is so cool. So we'll see how long it sticks around. But moving on to more fiber arts related acquisitions, I actually have a lot of books today. So, first book is Knit This by Kuda Vakika, Veronica Lindbergh. And this is probably a bit too advanced for me, but I'm going to be a delusional beginner and just kind of give it a shot and see what happens, because I really love the patterns that are in there. And I was like, you know what? I love just the whole vibe. I'm just going to buy it. And if it doesn't work for me yet, it will one day. So we're just excited about it. The other one is this lovely Knitting the National Parks. I actually got this after seeing the Crocheting the National Parks, and I got this at the Rogue Skein in Kerrville, and I loved seeing the Crocheting the National Parks, but they didn't have a crocheting one. So I took a look at the knitting one, and it is so freaking cool. There's a lot of color work in here, and I haven't done color work yet, but it's so nice that I think I'm going to give it a shot and just see what happens. I mean, worst thing that can happen is that I mess it up, right? And then I just undo it. We'll see. We're trying to keep it positive because no one is going to die if I mess up color work. The next one that I have, speaking of color work, is this Doodle Knit Directory. I'm really excited about this one. I have been, ever since I started to knit, I have been looking at the doodle decks at my local yarn shop at Yarnivore, and I have been so excited to see them. And then I talked to a friend who is a more advanced knitter than I am, and she said, you know what? Get a deck if you want to, but you really should get the directory. It's really awesome. You're going to love it. And you know what? She was right. So shout out, Maddie. You were right. Love it. So the next one that I got was this Lina 52 Weeks of Easy Knits. So this is one of the books that I had thought about getting when I first started, and I just had never been able to find it. My local yarn store didn't have it. The other yarn store here in San Antonio didn't have it either, which is also my local yarn store. I don't know why I like differentiate them. They're literally both my local yarn stores. But I went to the Rogue Skein in Kerrville to go check them out, and I found it. So I definitely had to grab it. It was the last copy they had, so I'm sure they've restocked because that was, a couple weeks ago. But I was really excited to get it, and that was so much fun. By the way, if you're ever in the Kerrville area, the Rogue Skein is amazing. They have their actual like hand dyed yarn. Well, not hand dyed, sorry. Their actual spun yarn that they get from Winterstrom Ranch. Winterstrom Ranch. I'm going to get that wrong, but it's spelled out right here. Um, and it is so soft, and it's alpaca, and I love it. And I'm actually going to show you guys some yarn from them here in a second. But they also have roving, and they have spinning wheels, they have drop spindles, they have all of this stuff. They have stuff for weaving. They had a bunch of Noro. I've never seen a selection of Noro that big. And they also had this Irish yarn that I'd never seen anywhere else either. And it was so soft and it was so nice. I had to grab a skein. So let's go on to the yarn acquisitions real fast. Let me go grab those. That was a lot more yarn than I thought. And also, I completely forgot to show y'all a book. So while I was Rogue Skein, I didn't realize this, but they have Wool and the Gang stuff there at Rogue Skein. And that means that they also have their books. So I got this raffia crochet that I was not planning on getting. I'd never heard of it. I took one look through it and I went, oh my gosh, I need this. It was honestly super impulse purchase. And this was also an impulse purchase. The raffia. I've heard, not gonna lie, some mixed reviews about the raffia. I'm the kind of person that even if it has mixed reviews, I'm just gonna give it a shot just to see what happens. And so I got a few of these, and the one cool thing about that book is that it's generally like 1 or 2 skeins of are they skeins, cones, packages of raffia. So I got a few colors. So I got this dune green. I got this desert palm, and I got this cinnamon dust, which I really like. I really like this color. And I think, oh no, and I got this espresso brown. So the last two I think I'm going to make into a basket that's in that book, but not quite yet because I have quite a bit of whips right now that I really just need to get done. The next thing that I got was this gorgeous roving. So this is called Ballet Slippers, and it is alpaca, merino, and mohair. It is 57 grams, so that's 2 ounces or so, and I'm really excited to spin with this. I am gonna give it my best shot. I'm still very much a beginner spinner, but I will try my best and I will update y'all. I may do like a spinning vlog. We'll see. The other thing that I got was these 600 yards of mohair. So this actually came in a kit. This is part of a shawl pattern that they have. And I looked at the shawl in the shop and I was like, oh, I need it. So this is part of it. This is held together with this Winterstrom Ranch mohair and merino. So it's super cute. Love it. And it is pretty thick, but I'm really excited to make it. But yeah, so that is sold together. And as promised, this is the Irish dyed wool and spun, I believe, also. Just says guaranteed Irish. She told me in the store, but I can't remember what she said. And this is a DK weight in the color 1057. I don't know how to read. And it is 100 grams of Ariu elements. And it is the softest thing. I am going to make these into gloves for my husband. He doesn't know that yet. And he doesn't watch my channel, so it actually works out that he's never going to find out until I give them to him. He's been asking me for gloves for a while, so I think I'm going to make him some in the yarn that I got him originally for it, and then in this one, because like, who doesn't want Irish luxury wool gloves? And it's so soft. Like, for skin, amazing. So I'm really excited for this one. So yeah. And the other thing that I have to update y'all on is that this past month, in July, because I'm filming this in August and this will go up in August, but in July, we had some horribly devastating floods in Kerrville, and a company, a small business here in San Antonio, Twin Stitches Co., put together a plushie drive that went nationwide. So I went ahead and I made some plushies. Now, these plushies have been donated, so y'all will see them on screen, but I don't have them anymore. So I ended up making 3. I made a birthday cake. It was supposed to be a strawberry, turned out more like a carrot, and a loaf cat. And so those were donated at Yarnivore. They were the drop off location for the drive if you didn't want to mail them to them since they're local. And they have already been distributed. Well, I don't know if mine exactly, but they have been distributed to kids in Kerrville and families in Kerrville. And I believe there's going to be a few more distributions in that area. So keep an eye out on their socials. I think it's at Twin Stitches Co. on Instagram. And if you guys want to participate, I don't know if they're going to open them back up. They did say they would open back up donations. I don't know when that will be, but yeah. It was honestly really, really fun to do and to get back into amigurumi for a little bit. When I first started learning how to crochet, I really wanted to make amigurumi. And then when I first started making amigurumi, I was like, I actually really hate this because I was such a tight crocheter. And now I'm not as much of a tight crocheter as I used to be. So it's so much more fun to crochet amigurumi. So it really ignited this like, oh, I should probably do more amigurumi. Have I started? No. Have I got ideas? Yes. Do I have too many whips? Also, yes. So that was a lot of fun. My friend Hatley also made some donations, and I'll have hers on screen right here. And they were so cute. Guys, there was so much at Yarnivore. I think they said that it was like 76 or something on the first pickup. And then when I went the last time, and I have a video right here that'll show, there was so much amigurumi, so many plushies, and they were like knit or they were crocheted. And then one company came and dropped off pillows and blankets and stuff. And it was wild. The store was essentially inundated with donations for Kerrville, which was really nice to see that everybody just kind of came together in their time of need. It was devastating up there. And I feel like this drive just did so much good, even if it wasn't like financial, it was emotional. And I really loved participating in it. It made me feel good. I'm probably gonna start uploading more videos more often. I feel like I haven't really been super great about uploading them. So I'm gonna try this thing where I do like a video every 2 weeks and see how that goes. But you should totally follow me on Instagram because I definitely update there a lot more often. It's at Flaming Llama Crafts. And if you want to see my projects on Ravelry, I do need to go in there and update, but I will by the time that this video is up. It's at Flaming Llama Craft because I ran out of characters for the S. So it's just Flaming Llama Craft on Ravelry. And I am so happy that you guys stuck around to the very end. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me and for your comments and for your likes, for your views. I love doing this and I've had a really fun time. Thank you guys so much. I will hopefully see y'all in 2 weeks. Bye.